Welcome, members of the Assembly and guests. It's nice to present a hometown hero to three people who are older than I am, but also for who have been friends of mine for a number of years. And I'm proud to have them here today because of the gift they gave to the city of Milton. These three men behind me built a Veterans Memorial and Pavilion for the community, and I can't be more proud of them for that. Wes Sisson is the tall one behind me, and I have a story to tell. He left Milton to go to Germany to teach, and I replaced him. So I respect the fact I wouldn't have got to Milton unless Wes would have left. But I'll tell you about that story later. Jared Goodman to my right and Dick Fry to my left. Now, the Veterans Memorial that they built includes 23 granite benches throughout the park, 5 granite tables bearing the names of 82 local soldiers who gave all, 5 Cost of Freedom tables with a total number of wounded and killed in each war, an MIA POW monument, a Purple Heart memorial, and a Gold Star family monument. The pavilion has bathrooms, a kitchen, picnic tables, and disability access. The cost to build these 2 projects was $600,000, all of which came from private donations and no taxpayer dollars. For a city of 5,600 people, this is quite a treasure that our city has. And the monument and the pavilion has a story behind it, a story told by what these 3 gentlemen did. Now, before I tell their story, on the back table, where the rules table is, I've left pictures of the memorial and a scrapbook of the names and such that Wes put together. So if you're back there, you can take a look at what every small town could have and what could be done. Now, first I'm going to talk about Wes behind me. Wes taught history for 10 years in Milton before moving to Germany, where he taught 31 years on the military base headquartered U.S. Europe, located in Heidelberg, Germany. While living there, Wes and his wife Janet traveled to every American military cemetery from World War I and World War II in Europe, Asia, and North Africa. Examples would be Normandy, Luxembourg, Meuse-Argonne, Manila. There, Wes and Janet made friends with the cemetery superintendents and researched records to see if any Milton residents were buried in these cemeteries on these battlefields. When they found these individuals, they had a flag flown in their name in each cemetery in their honor. These flags are now displayed in the Milton Public Library for everyone to see. Altogether, Wes found 14 Milton soldiers buried on foreign battlefields, 4 from World War I, 4 from World War II, and 6 in Manila. 5 of those 6 victims in Manila were in the famous Bataan Death March of the Janesville 99, where only 66 of those men survived. Wes and Janet moved back to Milton in 2009, and Wes spent 3 years tracking down the names of all the Milton soldiers killed in action. He went through state and local historical records, the internet, federal war and military burial requests to piece together names and details of the war veterans killed since World War II. Wes even found a few local fallen soldiers who served in the Civil War. Because of his work, the names and records of 82 soldiers are etched at the Veterans Park on 3 large monuments. Dick is the one to my left. Dick enlisted in the Army in 1969, and by 1970 was in the jungles of Tay Ninh province searching for the North Vietnamese Army. While in Cambodia, during a firefight, Sergeant Fry was seriously wounded by incoming mortar. He fell unconscious while his unit retreated, but one of his men noticed that Sergeant Fry wasn't with the unit and yelled, "Sergeant Fry, Sergeant Fry!" And when he didn't respond, he risked his life to go back and get him. When he found Dick unconscious, he threw Dick over his shoulder, carried him out of the jungle, and during that time, Dick revived and spent 13 months in the hospital recovering. He is a recipient of a Purple Heart and the Army Commendation Medal for heroism. Since then, from 2011 to 2016, Dick has served on then Congressman Paul Ryan's Veteran Advisory Board, and today serves on Congressman Stiles' Veteran Advisory Board. Dick has volunteered with the American Legion Post 367, VFW Post 1879, the Disabled American Veterans, and the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 409. After returning from Vietnam, Dick suffered not only from physical injuries, but from inconsistent thoughts, which made it difficult for him to maintain relationships and make decisions. In 2007, he was diagnosed with PTSD, and with the help of Jared here, got the help he needed. Because of his experiences, he talks openly with other veterans today and encourages them to seek mental health counseling. Dick suffers from many problems which he believed are attributable to Agent Orange, including heart disease, leukemia, and diabetes. In 2018, Dick became involved in designing and raising $320,000 for the pavilion next to the memorial. For his efforts, Dick was recently recognized by the Wisconsin Daughters of the American Revolution as the Outstanding Veteran Volunteer of 2021. Dick was then chosen by the National Society, the DAR, of the North Central Division, which includes 7 surrounding states, as their Volunteer of the Year. Jarrett Goodman. Jarrett was 19 years old when he was drafted in the Army on May 25th, 1970. That's the day I graduated from high school, May 25th, 1970. Jarrett was drafted. He spent 8 weeks at Fort Campbell for basic training and another 8 weeks at Fort Polk for advanced infantry training. After a 2-week leave, he flew to Vietnam when he arrived in Cam Ranh Bay on October 13th, 18 weeks after he was drafted. He was assigned to the 3rd Battalion 501 Infantry, which was part of the 101st Airborne Division. His unit's job was search and destroy missions, which usually meant 30 straight days in the field looking for the enemy during the day and sleeping in the jungle at night. On May 4th, 1971, Garrett's Union got disbanded, and those who had 10 months in went home with full honors. Lacking 10 months in the field, Garrett was transferred to the 1st Battalion 506 Infantry Division, where he continued search and destroy missions. While on mission, his squad leader stepped in a mine and lost his leg. Jarrett, being near, was badly wounded in the face. Medevac was called, but took a while because they were taking fire. His face was heavily bandaged, and not being able to see was being led to the medevac when he stepped in a mine where he lost his leg. So not only was his face bandaged, now he stepped in a mine where he lost his leg. He was medevac to Phu Pai, where he was stabilized and transferred to Da Nang for 7 days and then 30 days in Okinawa. Then he was sent to the United States to Fitzsimmons Army Hospital, where he spent a full year in recovery. He even volunteered for different fusions of the leg to see if they could do something better to help the veterans. On June 15th, 1972, he was temporarily discharged. Garrett received two Purple Hearts and a Bronze Star for his service. Every 9 months for 4 years, they would have to make him a new leg until 1976. Because of scar tissue, they took 2 more inches off his leg before he could finally get a leg to fit. He has continually been an advocate for veterans, served on Paul Ryan's advisory board and the 1st Congressional District Nomination Committee for Academy nominees. He has served on the Rock County Veterans Service Commission and has helped several veterans receive medals through local congressional representatives. He's also helped veterans receive disabilities due to them. He has been a lifelong member of the 101st Airborne Division, the Vietnam Veterans Association, and DAV. He is an American Legion member and past governor of the 506 Infantry Division. When our Veterans Memorial was being planned, Jared helped Dick with planning, getting donations, and selling bricks. Now, I wanted you to hear their story so you understood the motivation of what was behind them building this Veterans Memorial for the people of Milton and for our veterans. And it all started because of Wes. Wes was doing book at a basketball game, and of course I was coaching, and he said to me, "How about a Veterans Memorial in Milton?" He knew I was on the Parks and Recs Committee and recently elected to the City Council. So it all started at a basketball game. And you know how the process goes through the committee process. About a year and a half before we finally got the approval and the cities go ahead. And that's when Jared and Dick took over, got involved with the planning, got involved with raising money. Dick and Jared held brick sales at local businesses and raised $35,000 for the initial cost, an additional $76,000 in 2014. They would go to businesses for donations, labor, whatever it took to get this memorial done and the pavilion. While Dick and Jared were raising money, Wes was working on researching all the veterans. All 82 veterans on those stones have a story because of Wes, and you can find them at our public library. I'm so proud of these guys and what they've given to the Milton community. And I guarantee you, if you go to Milton, you might see Dick there wiping off the benches, getting ready for Memorial Day. Jarrett might be with them. Wes would be with them. And last year we were there when the 4 of us give scholarships to seniors whose parents or relatives were veterans. And so I want you to give these guys a tremendous round of applause. Now, as a teacher, you know how long I talk. So I told Wes he could not talk. So they designated the job to Dick.
And the job is going to be really short because that's what they said I had to keep it. First off, good afternoon to everybody here. I'd like to start by thanking Assemblyman Don Verwink for nominating the 3 of us for this award. I believe I can speak for all 3 of us that we are humbled and that the real heroes have their names etched on our monuments at home. We have a community in Milton that made this project surpass our expectations. There are over 700 names of veterans, active duty, and supporters on legacy stones that pave our park, and we are honored to accept this award with all of them in our thoughts. Thank you.